In palmistry, the shape and type of the hand hold primary importance. The form of the hand reveals a person's inherent nature and personality, whether they are practical and grounded, imaginative and dreamy, disciplined, impulsive, or somewhere in between. Hand shape serves as the foundation for understanding a person's natural tendencies, strengths, and limitations. While the lines on the palm are significant, they gain their full meaning only when read in the context of the hand's overall type. A person's success potential is not determined by lines alone. It depends heavily on whether their basic nature, reflected in the shape of the hand, aligns with traits that support achievement, such as discipline, persistence, and practicality. When a hand type suggests a hardworking and determined nature, and it also possesses clear, well-formed lines associated with success, the probability of achievement is greatly increased. Conversely, if the hand shape indicates a less focused or less driven personality, even favorable lines may not yield the same results. In this video, I will be discussing the main types of hands most commonly studied in palmistry. There are essentially 7 types, grouped into different categories. One group falls under the practical hands, another includes the imaginary or less practical hands. And there is also the mixed hand, a hand type that carries both qualities in equal measures, often making it hard to classify. There is also a hand type that strikes the perfect balance between practicality and imagination. I will also cover the elementary hand, which represents a more basic and instinctive nature. By the end of this video, you will gain a deeper understanding of how each hand type reflects a distinctive personality and approach to life. I have also included pictures of real hands from people in different fields, and you may be amazed at how accurately the shapes of their hands reveal their true personality. Let's get started. Elementary hand. The elementary hand is considered the most underdeveloped type of hand, often resembling the primitive form of animal's paw rather than a refined human hand. It is generally small compared to an average hand with coarse, rough skin and an unrefined structure. The thumb is hard and unshaped, adding to its harsh appearance, and overall, it tends to give off a crude or ugly impression. People with this type of a hand are usually of a very basic nature, closely tied to their primal instincts. Much like animals, they act directly on their desires, seeking food when hungry or pursuing something they want without much thought or planning. They tend to live impulsively, guided by immediate needs rather than reason or foresight. This type is rare, but when found in its most rugged form, it is often linked to a lack of civic sense and, in extreme cases, to a criminal mindset. However, if the skin is smoother and the roughness less pronounced, the person may simply be an average, ordinary individual, not necessarily criminal, but still lacking refined manners, leadership qualities, or advanced reasoning skills. In general, individuals with the elementary hand often lack strong intellectual or technical abilities. They may be emotionally driven, quick to anger, and short on empathy, which limits their ability to connect deeply with others or think strategically about their lives. This hand type is least likely to achieve any material success in life, and it is also the least likely to display wealth or success-related lines. And that's the reason you will not see this type of a hand among any celebrity or famous personality. It is also uncommon in people generally. Square hand. The square hand is named for its shape. When the hand is spread open, both the palm and fingers form a distinct, almost perfect square. The fingertips are typically square, and the overall proportion reinforces the impression of balance and structure. Individuals with square hands are the embodiment of practicality. They are highly logical, grounded, and materialistic in the sense that they prefer dealing with tangible, real world matters rather than vague or abstract ideas. These people have formed well defined thoughts and are far from being indecisive or wishy washy. They possess a strong civic sense, respect for rules, and an inherent tendencies towards orderliness. Well mannered and respectful toward others, they often live by high principles and moral values. Many also have religious or spiritual inclinations, yet they approach such beliefs with a sense of discipline and structure rather than blind emotion. In professional life, they are naturally suited for business, management, and organizational roles, with strong supporting lines on the palm, such as well-marked headline indicating mental clarity, or a prominent sunline suggesting recognition and success. Their potential for business achievement is especially high. This hand type is likely to gain material success in life, even without wealth-related lines or a luck line, because their hard work and practicality allow them to build their own fortune over time. Even if they don't reach great heights, they can still secure enough material wealth to live peacefully. However, if this hand also possesses wealth and success lines, they are very likely to achieve significant material success, especially in the field of business. The famous people who have square-shaped hands include Donald Trump, a well-known businessman and political figure; Bill Gates, a famous entrepreneur and businessman; Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors and businessmen; and Hillary Clinton, a prominent political figure. Spatulate or flat hand. The spatulate or flat hand is somewhat similar to the square hand, but with distinct differences. When viewed with the palm open, the base of the hand near the wrist appears narrower, while the upper portion spreads outward, creating a shape reminiscent of a spatula. Another defining feature is the fingertips. They are noticeably flatter and slightly wider than the base of the fingers, giving the hand its characteristic spread appearance. People with spatulate hands share many qualities of those with square hands, but taken to the next level, they are exceptionally intelligent, highly innovative, and naturally inclined to bring fresh ideas into the world. Unlike square hand types who often follow established principles and systems, spatulate hand individuals are pioneers, constantly thinking of new concepts and determined to implement them. They are practical, realistic, and deeply scientific in their approach, yet infused with creativity. Hard work is second nature to them, and idleness is something they cannot tolerate. They thrive on staying active and engaged. Their strong will and persistence often lead them to remarkable material success. This hand type is commonly found among inventors, innovators, scientists, engineers, and even politicians, people whose work shapes and influences the world. They possess a broad heart, a generous spirit, and a liberal mindset, valuing freedom and resisting unnecessary restrictions. Empathetic yet visionary, they excel at planning with strategies grounded in real world feasibility rather than unrealistic idealism. When a spatulate hand is accompanied by strong and well formed palm lines, such as a clear, long, good quality headline for intellectual precision or a prominent sunline for recognition, its owner is capable of excelling in nearly any field they set their mind to. This hand is one of the most powerful hands among all hand types in terms of gaining material success in life. The famous people who have spatula type hands include Elon Musk, a very well-known futurist and entrepreneur, Richard Branson, a bold and adventurous businessman, Michael Jordan, a legendary basketball player and global sports icon, and Mark Zuckerberg, the co-founder of Facebook and a leading figure in the tech world. Imaginary or psychic hand. The imaginary or psychic hand is easily recognized by its long, slender form and tapering fingers that end in pointed tips. The entire hand tends to be elongated and delicately built, often appearing light and refined. It is typically larger in proportion to the wrist, yet thin and fragile in appearance, a shape more commonly found in women. Those with this type of hand live largely in the realm of imagination. They tend to dwell in their own thoughts, far from mundane realities, which makes them more of a feeler type, but also somewhat impractical. In its most delicate form, this hand suggests a personality that can be easily deceived or taken advantage of, as they may trust too readily and lack a strong grip on practical matters. Though they have an ability to feel the truth, but if someone appeals to their vision or beliefs, they are most likely to overlook practical red flags. However, if the hand is less fragile and more balanced in proportion, the individual gains remarkable intuitive abilities. They possess an innate skill for seeing through situations, reading between the lines, and uncovering hidden truths. Such individuals are difficult to fool and can often sense the intentions of others. People with this hand naturally like to spend time in quiet thinking. They are peace-loving, often avoiding loud or chaotic environments. Introverted by nature, they tend to keep their thoughts to themselves. Many are fascinated by esoteric subjects or having strong inclination towards psychology. Their ability to understand human behavior makes them excellent counselors or psychiatrists, capable of perceiving subtle emotional undercurrents in others and reading aura and vibes. This type of a hand is not considered very potent for gaining material success on its own, but if they receive strong support and also have wealth-related signs on their hand, then they can be successful. However, this hand type should not be too fragile, otherwise they are likely to be used by others for their gains. The famous people who have psychic or imaginative type of hand include J.K. Rowling, a famous fiction writer, Princess Diana, a royal iconic lady, Angelina Jolie, a popular movie star, and Marilyn Monroe, a legendary Hollywood icon. Philosopher hand. The philosopher hand closely resembles the psychic or imaginary hand in its long, slender type and delicate appearance. However, its most distinctive feature is the prominently visible finger joints. The nails are often slightly long and the knuckles stand out clearly, giving the hand a thoughtful, almost meditative appearance. Individuals with philosopher hands are deeply drawn to spirituality and mysticism. Many spiritual leaders, healers, and seekers of hidden truths display this hand type. They naturally keep secrets and would rather stay quiet than tell others. Their lives are often marked by struggle, yet they maintain a persistent dedication to learning, reading, writing, and personal growth. Material possessions rarely hold their interest. They value wisdom, beauty, and artistic expression far more. They take insults to heart and almost never forget them. So offending them can leave a lasting impression. When they speak, it is with depth, maturity, and insight, often leaving a lasting impact on listeners. They are mentally very mature and wise, often displaying a deep understanding of situations and people, which helps them make sound decisions and gain respect from others. They possess excellent observational skills and expression power. Writers, philosophers, and poets frequently possess this hand. They are lovers of beauty in every form and constantly strive for the best, always seeking refinement and perfection. Their work is infused with depth and meaning, reflecting their capacity to endure life's sadness without losing their inner vision. They are capable of great achievements in abstract fields like philosophy, metaphysics, logic, literature, and abstract art, especially if supported by strong palm markings. A well-formed and prominent sunline, for example, can greatly enhance their chances of success and recognition. The famous people who have philosopher-type hands include Osho Rajneesh, a well-known spiritual teacher and thinker; Albert Einstein, a famous theoretical physicist; Carl Jung, a pioneering psychologist; and Virginia Woolf, a renowned writer. Conic hand. The conic hand represents a balance between the purely imaginative and purely practical. Its most distinctive feature is its conical shape. Both the palm and the fingers taper gracefully towards the fingertips, creating a harmonious and refined outline that closely resembles a cone when the fingers are joined together. That's why it's called the conic type hand. In some cases, the palm may be more square, while the fingers remain conical, creating two subtypes of this hand. First, full conic shape. This variation suggests a person who is highly idealistic but may lack the ability to translate ideas into tangible results. They live more in the realm of vision and inspiration than in practical execution. Another subtype is square palm with conic fingers. This combination blends creativity with practicality. These individuals not only conceive artistic or imaginative ideas, but also have the discipline and structure to make them a reality. Conic hand individuals are naturally artistic and possess a refined appreciation for beauty, elegance, and style. They are often charismatic, capable of winning hearts with their charm and presence. Sensitive and emotional, they can even get sentimental over emotional scenes in films or literature. In addition to this, they are very choosy and picky, with high standards, and are least likely to settle for less. Women with this hand type are likely to attract more attention from the opposite gender compared to other hand types due to their charm and charisma. If there is a gap between their headline and a lifeline, these women are likely to be quite fashionable and stylish. People with this hand type are deeply empathetic, easily attuned to the emotions of others, and highly influenced by their surroundings. They find it hardest to thrive in environments that go against their values and standards. While passionate and expressive, they can also be impulsive with sudden bursts of anger, sometimes over small matters. Their sensitivity makes them vulnerable to hurt, so they thrive best in environments of kindness and appreciation. Idealistic by nature, they prefer to see the world as they believe it should be, rather than as it actually is. This outlook fuels their creativity and artistic expression, but can also lead to frustration when reality fails to match their vision. When guided well, their blend of emotional depth, artistic sense, and personal magnetism can lead to remarkable achievements in artistic and people oriented fields. The owner of this hand type is believed to live a relatively easy life compared to other hand types, as they attract luck more than others. If this hand type also possesses a square palm along with strong wealth signs, they are more likely to seize the opportunities they encounter in life rather than bypassing them due to their prickly nature. The famous people who have conic type hands include Taylor Swift, a famous pop singer, Johnny Depp, a famous movie star, Kim Kardashian, a famous media personality, and Tom Cruise, a well-known Hollywood star. Mixed or compound hand. The mixed or compound hand is identified by its irregular combination of features. Each finger may belong to a different category of hand type. When attempting to classify it, the observer is often left uncertain as it doesn't fit neatly into any single group. Just as the hand itself is hard to define, so too is the personality of its owner. People with mixed hands are unpredictable, difficult to fully understand, and often inconsistent in behavior. Their actions and decisions can change from one moment to the next, making it challenging to place trust in them. They adapt their personality and plans according to circumstances, which, while sometimes beneficial, can also make them appear unreliable. This adaptability has two sides. On the negative side, their constant changes in direction often prevent them from achieving long-term goals, reducing their chances of lasting success. They may abandon plans midway or shift focus whenever it suits them, which can stall personal and professional progress. On the positive side, they are diplomatic and capable of adjusting to various situations with ease, allowing them to navigate complex social environments effectively. While their flexibility can be a strength in certain fields, the mixed hand is generally considered less favorable in palmistry. Without stability and consistent purpose, these individuals may find it difficult to achieve sustained success. However, if they can learn to harness their adaptability while committing to a clear path, they can turn their variability into a unique advantage. The mixed or compound type of hand is rare among famous people, and I didn't find anyone in this category. If you know any famous person with a compound or mixed type of a hand, mention it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now that you know the basic of palmistry hand types, take a closer look at your own hands. What type of hands do you have? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you share the same personality traits according to your hand type as described in this video?